heading into the Monaco Grand Prix, of course, we've heard the news of Jack Cartwright's departure from Formula X, forcefully by the ISCC officials. And, of course, we've left with a pretty sour note from Spain. The Malaga International Circuit will no longer be the venue for the Spanish Grand Prix as of next year, or ever again, as Catalonia looks to be the one on the bidding for next year's race. It's left some very sour notes from the Formula X's reputation, that's for sure. But in qualifying, the pole will go to Raven West's Amy Shelley, who scored the second place last weekend over debutant Chica Balcazar, who was in place of the injured Sade Lorenzo for the next 1 to 3 races, depending on how quick his recovery will be. Speaking of drivers being in place, Clara Lipins will be in the place of Comochet, as he has been released from Master Speed for his reckless actions in the round of Spain towards Hiroki Kazi. It's very unfortunate to see such a wreck go down like this, but Mazda Speed should really get their head back in the game. Therefore, with Lipins being in place, the negative points that the Mazda Speed team has received has been wiped clean. It's now back to 0. And as of Taoju Racing Unit, Jose Antonio Martini has been medically cleared to race in spite of the incident from last weekend, or the last race at Malaga, between himself and Jiro Yaname. Being in place of Hiroki Kazi for a minimum of 6 races, if not the rest of the year, is the test driver in Sony IndyCar's Moshe Ben-Gurion, who drives for Lotus Racing. Ben-Gurion has had some bit of a success in the series. He's scored 2nd place in the most recent Sony Indy 500. So it was a good note to be marked off before heading into TRU. Of course, not the best way to go into Formula X by subbing for a severely injured Hiroki Kazi. Now, Aki Matsumura has also been medically cleared to run this weekend as well. Now, now the Monaco Grand Prix, it is a different type of race. They don't run the full 190 laps. Instead, they go up to 78 laps on this racetrack since it's so small. And of course, with the new executive being Nes Stiobard being in place, it's pretty clear that Stiobard is all about safety for this year. With that said, with Amy Shelley on the pole, on to the round of Monaco. So Amy Shelley is going to wait for the lights to go out here for the round of Monaco. And here we go, we are green here at Monaco. A spectacular start for Amy Shelley. Look at Paul Schneider trying to shove her out of the way for the race lead. Last week's winner is going to try to win the Monaco Grand Prix this year. I believe he won this race last year as well. It was a 1-2 finish for Dialga Power, if I recall correctly, but now Shelley attempting to pull away from Schneider. This is very technical racetrack. Overtaking is almost impossible here, but some cars are trying to do it at the Lotus hairpin. But Shelley going through the tunnel now. Shelley being the fastest car all weekend long. She really wants that win here today. And heading to the Novo Chicane. The Novo Chicane is a very heavy braking point. I'm surprised none of the cars have crashed there. And into the final sector for Amy Shelley. She's ran a stellar pace this weekend. There's a lot of cars. A lot of cars have lost it out of this swimming pool chicane, but it does appear that Shelley is composing herself quite well in the number 2, as she will lead the first lap of the Monaco Grand Prix. However, we did not go without the first incident. Here's Mariah Mansell making a bit of a mistake and puts herself into tire barriers. Oh, and there's one of the Chrome Motorsports cars joining her as well. There's a bit of contacts there from, I believe, Seiji Nakajima. Oh, and a couple more cars hit the wall. That was a Volkswagen and a Newcom. And that's going to be Mansell out of the race on the very first... What? Okay. Maria Mansell is not going down the road, and she's given a black flag by the stewards. That's a little unsurprising. Or she would have known better to have done that. And oh, she's stopping in the middle. But what is she doing? I don't know that she's aware that her pit road is on the other side of the track, but I can't be one to judge here. Here is Mariah Mansell about to be put a lap down by Amy Shelley. She's trying to get that thing around the track. She's spewing oil off at a racetrack. Not even sure what she's doing. But hopefully she's going to get down the pit road, right? Okay, yeah, it looks like... never mind. Well, your Mansell's off to a poor start already, and well, that doesn't make anything better. Luca Fontana will pit on the end of lap 3. A very interesting strategy call there by Red Bull. Of course, Red Bull is always well known for their pit strategies. So... needless to say, though, Fontana has been released back onto the track, but he's not sure how that strategy is going to play out for him with Red Bull. I mean, short pitting would be the ideal way to go if it were a short race, but of course it isn't. And here's Ben Thompson making a short pit strategy. You know, lap 6, and as well as I think that's Paul Schneider. Paul Schneider's making a short pit strategy as well. And, oh, no, Thompson had to fix something on his car. His front wing, it looks like, and back out on the track he goes. So, oh, that was an interesting strategy call there by Thompson. Or that was lap 4, excuse me, by Ben Thompson. Here's lap 6 now. Amy Shelley's approaching the slow car of, I believe that is Shikra Barakadid, who I didn't really mention last week, as, wow, beautiful overtaking the outside there by Amy Shelley. She is not playing around with the lap cars today, that's for sure. Thankfully, she overtook before approaching the Lotus hairpin. Barakadid was smart enough to not cost her the race. So there, Shelley will continue to lead the race by a pretty big margin over San Lorenzo, for that matter. Shelley now is approaching the slow lap car of Jonar Mongswat, trying to put him a lap down. Mongswat trying to patiently get out of the way. Shelley's really close to right now. Oh, bit of contact there between Shelley and Mongswat. I'm not sure Shelley appreciated it that much, but they're going to approach the Lotus hairpin anyway, and Shelley's going to get held up considerably by the 27. Well, there's really, you can't necessarily get out of the way here at Monaco, where this track, there's only room for about 2 cars in certain sectors, and by the time you get the 2 abreast, well, you've got nowhere to go. Shelley is going to find a way to get around the 27 without, I guess, any further problems. But Shelley, Lorenzo did pit earlier, so it's Matsumura sitting in P2, a bit further back, about 3 or 4 seconds back. Ooh, Shelley. Shelley definitely wants to earn her first career victory here, especially in the grand stage of Monaco. And, well, she's doing just exactly what she wants. Just let's hope that the car doesn't blow up by the end of this first stint, right? Yeah. With all the short pitting that's been going on, Tomas Siernan has been promoted to 2nd place. Some rather interesting pit strategies there by just about everybody. Siernan has been rather quiet this year, to say the least. I mean, Monaco would probably be his own best shot at winning a race, considering how much of a high attrition it is. Siernan, to his credibility, does have a lot of talent, but hasn't really shown it to win a race yet, unlike Carson Davidson last year at Canada. which was actually right after Monaco. Here is Clara Leifens. She's forced to retire the car at the end of lap 4. Oh, that was a bad camera angle. And Leifens was, unfortunately, forced to retire after the race. And very unfortunate for her. She was off to a really good start to her campaign, but man, that's just going to go to dust for her. Noah Sarin is getting a bit out of shape, and oh! Rebecca Davies has just put herself into the guardrail. She was already a lap down. That was a little bit silly of her, as no penalties handed out to either driver. That was just kind of all racing deal, according to Steelbart. Okay. I can't necessarily say I disagree, but alright, whatever. Just let them continue to run their race anyway. Not like every car is going to come out clean to begin with. Amy Shelley had pitted at the end of lap 15. Did have a rather considerable on pit stop for slime pod repairs and other damages that she's hit off the swimming pool chicane. Regardless, Shelley's has a pretty big lead over Spencer Fullerton, who's in second. Apparently, there's a lot of changes for second. Matsumura is 2 laps down. And Fullerton, Fullerton I think is just back there. As a matter of fact, but back to Shelley, that's not Fullerton, but Shelley's done a splendid job so far, trying to run her race as flawless as she possibly can. As, oh, never mind, she's got the outside wall again, off the final corner. And Shelley, on the other hand, has had a splendid race from the pole. Nothing's really gone wrong with her, but Shelley just doing what she's gonna what she can to maintain the race lead. Hopefully that another touch track could go wrong for her. I think this is her first stop of the race. She may go for a 5-stop race. Others are going for like a 6 or 7 stop. I was a little baffled by this too, to be quite frank. But Shelley continuing to lead the round of Monaco. Also heading to the end of lap 15, Nick Mueller. Oh, Mueller's gonna lose it, and oh, puts it in the tires, and oh, hello, Antonio Martini. Well, that's already a mess. As Mueller's just taking himself out of the Monaco Grand Prix from a points-winning position. He just locked up a little bit there and just overreacted. Kind of unfortunate there, and he puts him in the pit wall. That's predictable. Also in lap 15, whoa, Lorenzo loses it and puts it in the tire barrier. So here comes back to Petit, and Petit just put himself in the tire barrier. Well, this race is already a crashy smashy as it is, as Lorenzo's going to try to close in on Robert Adams for position. That was a rough break for Petit. He was running 5th at the time. Here's Paul Schneider approaching the slow car with what I believe is Luca Fontana. That's a beautiful overtake on the outside. Fontana's not had the best of performances as of today, but heading down the Lotus hairpin. Schneider going to try to run his race as best he can, and oh no! Schneider's car just shut down on him, and oh no! And he's going to be stuck in the next right-hander. Yes, he will, as he almost gets hit by the race leader, Amy Shelley. Oh, that is a complete disaster for Diago Power Racing. They were on their way. Lorenzo probably win the Monaco Grand Prix, and now this exasperation has just happened to Schneider. Here on lap 20, how about a shout out to Devin Roberts running P5? Now the streets of Monaco of all places. He's brought himself all the way to P5 in a Volkswagen. Color me impressed. He's done earning it again. Oh, he gets a little bit out of shape heading to the swimming pool again. Oh, Christopher Coxon! Oh, that was cheap. And yeah, he's coming down pit road to serve his penalty right now. The stewards didn't even need to have a look at this again. Wow, that was utterly deliberate there by the 22. But look at this again. Here comes Cox to approach him heading to the end of the swimming pool chicane. And yeah, Roberts just turned right, thinking that Cox wasn't going to be there, and he just punted Cox into the tire barrier. And that caused Yaname, I think that was Yaname, to run him over. Yeah, stopping a penalty, thankfully, is what He did, so yeah, I would like to say it's a tough break for Devin Roberts, but that was pretty cheap of him to do that. That was really ridiculous. Here's Paul Schneider running 2 laps down, lap 21, and oh, he lost it heading into the swimming pool chicane. And he puts himself into the tire wall. Well, that's going to put an end to his day, in spite of being, what, 2 laps down. Schneider is still displeased about his mechanical failure from earlier, and that doesn't help when he puts it in the end of the pit wall. Meanwhile, Sabina Kyoshin is approaching. Oh, and Barricade had just put her in the wall. Well, Volkswagen's gonna have a rather interesting conversation with the stewards after the race, and there's Amy Shelley. The track happened right in front of her. She's trying to get the car back going. The steering's all messed up. I feel after Kyoshin, she was gonna have a decent point stand, so that little predicament just happened. And leave it to Kyoshin for a lap later to be the next driver to pin it in the end of the pit wall. A lot of drivers have been pinning their cars in the end of the pit wall today. There's Chica Balcazar not having the best of runs, even though she's running about 4th place. So, I mean, that felt out a splendid debut. But they're just got past the Novel chicane. She's got a lot of lap cars to deal with. As far as I'm concerned, here comes the Novel chicane, and she puts herself in the tires just like Schneider did. As well as another crash, there's the newcomer Yanmei and Matsumura as well. Oh dear. That was a, well, definitely a rookie mistake by Balcazar. That is a shame that she wrecks the 4 out of the race there into the swimming pool chicane. And Balcazar might be around next week for the next race as well, but you gotta feel for Balcazar. She was running about 4th place at the time, could have possibly gotten a podium, but now it just goes down the hill for her. Here is the 27 Charter Longsword approaching. Oh! Player Lipens as he... Wow. He just dove it right in there and just nailed the guardrail, and poor Longsword. He's going to have to track another lap around the track, and what is he... Okay, I thought he was going to stop in the middle of the track. I'm like, what is he doing? He's going to get track on around the track, unfortunately spewing oil all over the track, all over the place. And, well, that's unfortunate for car number 27. He wasn't really going to score decent points, but at least he would have finished the race. Oh well, that was, it's kind of sad to see that Longsword will go out of the race once more, because, of course, the ongoing joke, another one, is an incident with Newcomb this year. Whoa, a little bit of squirrely moment there for, I believe that was Carson Davids, or that's almost him. It is Davids, yes it is. And the other cars are going to fly by him in the Lotus hairpin. I didn't expect anyone to fit through the Lotus hairpin going 2 abreast, as Robert Adams just did. And there is Saarinen getting around as well as Fullerton, but still, that was... The epitome of Longsword this year has just been him being played with problems, or problems of his own that he's caused, but regardless, it is, it's been a pretty bad year for Newcomb. And it just got worse heading into the swimming pool chicane as he gets hit by the Red Bull, as their cars are scattering everywhere. And that's just, that's just not going to do much better for Longsword. He's trying to find his way around the track, and he's blocking Andrew McClure. That's one of the last people you want to be blocking on the track. And yeah, McClure's trying. Oh, okay, he just punted the 27 into the wall, and I'm not surprised by the stewards on that one. That was a little unnecessary there by McClure. Ali Jabri in the lap 41 is going to suffer a mechanical failure in the 25. That's going to put him, I believe that's going to put him out of the race. Unfortunate run there for Jabri. Unless he hasn't caused maybe something like his teammate there. So out of the race he'll go, and I believe, and that's just... It's going to be a rough break for the 25 in his retirement year. He thought he would do well in Monaco, but he gets another point today. We'll just have to wait. Meanwhile, lap 46, Amy Shelley is getting held up by Andrew McBlair. Jabri did get released back out onto the track. Shelley is not pleased with McBlair, as she's shown her displeasure to him before, and the stewards aren't liking it either. They're waving the blue flags for him, and ooh, Jabri looking to overtake Shelley to get one of his many laps back. I mean, I think hardly the top 10 are in the lead lap at this point. the way Shelley's been running. During one of her stints, she did not lead every lap of the race. Ben Thompson did lead at least one lap until he had to pit. Emma Thompson is now somewhere in the top 10. And look at Shelley. She was thinking about dive bombing in the Novo chicane. Well, I thought better of it by just sticking behind him. It's only a matter of time before there would be another accident. There's Robert Adams back there as well. I think he's in third, one lap down. Do correct me if I'm wrong about this. And woo, a little bit out of shape there from Carson Davids. Oh boy! As a battle hook wouldn't strike again for Robert Adams. That was just all a racing deal between him and Davids. Once again, again with this divine intervention strikes again for American United Racing to get a decent points day. But I think that Adams is going to be released back down onto the track several laps down. With only 4 cars remaining in the lead lap on lap 51, Amy Shelley has a 30-second lead over Ben Thompson. She would only hope that he wouldn't hit. At least a lap after her, but I'm not sure that'll be the case. Shelley is waiting a little bit to get off pit road and back onto the track, as Adams did get back out on the track several laps down, but he is running in 10 as we speak. An impressive showing nonetheless by Amy Shelley, and by leading just by every lap of this, almost every lap of this race. As she's nails the guardrail. Heading up the run. Not the most impressive thing to do, but still, Shelley will continue to lead the race as we're heading into the closing stages of the Monaco Grand Prix. With just 10 laps to go, only 2 cars remain in the lead lap due to the pit strategies that have gone on all race. Amy Shelley is only about 10 seconds behind Tomas Saarinen, who is running second at the moment. I think Shelley needs to pit one more time before we get to the end of the race. She did pit on lap 65, so that's going to be an interesting one there, because Shelley's just dominated the entirety of the Monaco Grand Prix. We've never seen such dominance from the number 2. I mean, like, ever, and she's trying to approach Colin Lewis to put another lap down. But she is going to pit before she runs a tank. Right. Well, one can only hope. But Shelley now attempting to continue on with the race, and now there's going to be 8 laps to go for her. So I'm very interested to see what she can pull within these last few laps of this Grand Prix. And hopefully she can make some few passes or put some cars a lap down or something to make the race entertaining. Just as I say that, we're approaching lap 70, and look who it is! It's Spencer Fullerton trying to get his lap back from Amy Shelley. And he's running about lap time's about a second faster than she is right now. An impressive showing by Spencer Fullerton, but it's going to be a fight. Now to get his lap back. And Shelley, he gets a little bit out of shape there. And in the casino sector. And into the Lotus hairpin now. It's going to be a close one between him and the 2, but the 2 is not holding anything back right now. I think she could care less if Fullerton wants his lap back. Out of the tunnel now and into the Nouvelle chicane. And we really haven't seen any incidents there, though we would expect it to. Shelley has proven to be one of the fastest cars on the track, and this could be huge for Amy Shelley in the relationship with Raven West if she pulls this race off. And I think Fullerton is actually going to back off for now, because he knows that he's going to use his tires up too much if he even tries to pass Amy Shelley to get his lap back. Shelley's got nothing to worry about, as she's still got about 7 laps to go. But that was an interesting little battle there between Fullerton and Shelley, that was for sure. Here's a 32 of... Well, something caught a flame to the 32's car, and now it's being released back on the track. Why isn't anyone letting letting Moshe Binguri know that his car's on fire. Oh boy, that's not good. That was rather dumb there by the Tadra Racing unit, so let him continue running around the track in a flaming car. Hopefully that doesn't reach the cockpit, which I doubt it will. That wasn't a very wise decision there by TRU, to say the least. Heading to 3 laps to go now. Amy Shelley is going to come down pit road one more time, but she does not have enough fuel. She's going to cap out on fuel for the final couple laps of this Grand Prix, but I wouldn't say it's a rough week for Shelley, but she's got plenty of time. I'm pretty sure that she's going to end up winning the Monaco Grand Prix anyway. She doesn't have any further problems. And yep, back out of the track she goes, and I guess not too much time lost there, but still, that was a rather impressive showing by Amy Shelley, needless to say. Regardless of all the events that have transpired, the white flag has been thrown to Amy Shelley. Shelley now has dominated almost every single lap of this Grand Prix, with the exception of at least 1 or 2 by Ben Thompson. A splendid showing by the number 2 of Shelley. Nothing has gone wrong with her car all race long. While our competitors were having some rather interesting pit strategies, Shelley was just running up on her own. And that's what basically got her the race. And now, down the tunnel. At a high rate of speed, Shelley will approach the Nobel chicane. And there we go. Now heading into the final sector, into the swimming pool chicane. For the final time, there are 2 corners left for Amy Shelley. If she can do it flawlessly, and she does. Off the final corner, Amy Shelley will mark history as a Formula X winner here at Monaco. Second place will go to Tomas Saarinen, who ran a pretty quiet race all day long. Hardly any incidents for him. Third will be Nico Latikiscola. I believe that is his 2nd podium in his career, unless that's his very first podium in his career. I'm pretty sure it's his first. Regardless, spectacular showing from him and BMW Team Deutschland. 4th is Spencer Fullerton. That was a really good showing there for the Canadian. 5th is Ilya Sabirodov, another decent run for Red Bull. 11th of Carson Davids will be scoring the 6th position. 7th is Ben Thompson. Not too pleased with his botched strategy by the end of the race. Oh well, I guess I'll deal with it at Canada next week. 8th place will be Colin Lucis, and his teammate Mario Saw will be 9th. A double points day for Crown Racing Ferrari. They should be pleased about this one. And rounding out the top 10, in spite of the collision earlier with Carson Davids, will be Robert Adams. He's got something to be pleased about in spite of, or with the incidents with Diago Power early on in the race, I would hope. Heading into the Drivers' Championship, Paul Schneider will lead only by 4 points over Ben Thompson. Thompson would have liked a better result today, though. Amy Shelley has rocketed herself up to 3rd in the standings. 18 points back. This will allow her a chance to score at least another win next weekend, or at least she'd hope. 4th is Tomas Saarinen, another consistent run today, after scoring just 2nd. 5th is Aki Matsumura with his misfortunes today. 6th is Ilya Sabirodov. 7th is St. Lorenzo. 8th is Mario Saw. 9th is Nico Latikiscola. And 10th will be Spencer Fullerton. With the 23 drivers that have scored here, the constructors' standings, Raven West Motors has a huge points lead over Diago Power Racing. Of course, this was a huge blow to them after the results of Monaco. And Hirachi Racing Technologies will be sitting quietly in 3rd. 4th is Audi Sport. 5th, Red Bull Renault. 6th, Crown Racing Ferrari. 7th, BMW Team Deutschland. 8th, Stuttgart United Mercedes. 9th, Pro Motorsports. And a tie for 10th between Tauja Racing Unit and Lafitte Formula Racing. The next round of the ISCC Formula X Series will head over to the Road Gado circuit, the one of the newer Canada racetracks on the Formula X paddock. They decided to abandon Montreal like last year, and, well, this is going to turn to be an interesting one, that's for sure. This is the production of the ISCC Racing Network, and we'll see you next time.